You have to support your own industry.
The only way we can increase our yield is to have a real good variety program.
So for us to continue to operate, it's very important that we've tried to find some supplemental funds to support our research.
We want to do our part to keep our industry alive.
If there is one crop above all others that shares in Louisiana's rich cultural heritage, it would have to be sugarcane. Hello everyone, I'm Kristen Oakes, and I'm here at the sugarcane fields of Cecil Ramagos here in Iberville Parish. Cecil is one of hundreds of growers in Louisiana who has helped define the importance of the sugar industry over the last 250 years. In the next few minutes, we'll take you on a tour of the Louisiana sugar industry. We'll show you its history, its cultural and economic significance, and we'll give you a glimpse into the future of one of the state's most prolific crops, one that has shaped who we are here in Louisiana and could define all that we might become.
That's what research is all about. We can't sit on the victories of yesterday.
You know, research dollars are just getting smaller and smaller. As you know, all budgets are being cut.
Sugarcane has been grown here in Louisiana since the mid-1700s, when Jesuit priests first planted the crop in an area close to what is today downtown New Orleans. Since that time, it's been a crop that the Louisiana agricultural economy simply can't do without. From the Gridiron Bowl game that bears its name, to the $2.7 billion a year it contributes to the Louisiana economy, sugarcane is arguably the state's most important crop. But there was a time when the Louisiana sugarcane industry wasn't on the solid footing it is today. Formed in 1922, the American Sugarcane League was created to save an industry whose crop was riddled with diseases, an organization that would unite farmers, researchers, and sugar mill owners for the next 89 years.
It is the voice for the Louisiana sugar industry, both in Baton Rouge and in Washington.
Without the availability of new improved sugarcane varieties, the Louisiana sugar industry will be bankrupt.
And I think it's time for people to realize that you have to support your own industry.
It was research that saved the Louisiana sugarcane industry all those years ago. Today, research will be the key to the future success of an industry that prides itself in sustainability, environmental stewardship, and sound science. But over the last few years, funding from state and federal sources have been in decline, a trend supporters of the Louisiana sugar industry say must be reversed.
So for us to continue to operate, it's very important that we've tried to find some supplemental funds to support our research. And we basically, this money would go into buying the fertilizer, buying the herbicides, buying the other things that are the laboratory equipment and what have you, that's needed to support the research that's being conducted in the field for this industry.
Most all the growers I've talked to realize, especially with the funds from the state and the federal government being reduced, that we have to help ourselves.
So it all begins right here with this sugarcane flour.
Dr. Kenneth Gravois knows that throughout much of the 1990s, sugarcane variety 384 was the workhorse of the Louisiana sugar industry. But by 2004, it was time to put 384 out to pasture. The variety, first planted across Louisiana's cane belt in 1993, was no longer suited for Louisiana's often insect-heavy, disease-prevalent climate. And with an average research and testing period of 10 to 12 years to get a new variety into the hands of growers, increased funding for research has never been more critical than it is right now.
So if we don't have varieties coming behind the ones that we just released, then we're not going to be long in this industry. So a constant flow of varieties is very important.
It's quite unique. You know, if someone breeds a cotton variety, that variety may be able to be used in 10 different states. With sugarcane, we're breeding specifically for Louisiana's unique climate.
Since 1986, sugar growers and sugar millers have voluntarily provided 10 cents per ton of both harvested and processed cane as part of their league dues. In an effort to continue to improve research into the latest sugarcane varieties, the American Sugarcane League is proposing a 4-cent increase in the voluntary assessment growers and millers currently contribute. Of those revenues, 30% will now be dedicated solely to research, and 1.5 cents will fund local public relations efforts to promote the importance of the Louisiana sugar industry.
But I think that our membership is going to kind of lead the way on some of this. They realize the importance of new variety development, and I'm hopeful that we will see fit to have the processors and producers primarily shouldering the majority of the burden for these increased needs in research.
You know, we don't want to let years pass by with poor research or very little, because we'll pay for it down the road. Somebody will in our families.
It's not what have you done for me lately, it's what are you going to do for me for tomorrow. And so right now, you know, we're working with the varieties that are going to replace the HOCP 96-540, to replace the L99 226. That's what research is all about. We can't sit on the victories of yesterday. We're always looking ahead for the replacements in the future.
For decades, other commodity groups have used mandatory checkoff programs to fund marketing, research, and promotion efforts. These checkoff programs can be effective, but the voluntary dues structure utilized by the League provides more flexibility to the organization. It also requires that the League be more accountable to its members who voluntarily support their industry. It's an opportunity to make a commitment not only for our sugar industry, but to sustain the sugar economy that has such a tremendous impact on our local and state economic well-being.
We've got to have good varieties with improved yield coming along every few years. The key to that is research.
I think there's some great challenges, but it's an exciting time as well. I think this industry is going to survive, prosper, and grow.
You know, you have to look out long term. It's not the varieties we're enjoying today, that work was done 10, 15 years ago.
If you're a sugarcane farmer in Louisiana and you don't realize how important research is, you're in the wrong industry, because without it we couldn't do what we do.